Good morning, well, it's Scott Picken, and I'm here in a very chilly Japan in Tokyo, out for an early morning explore. And I'm standing here at the chief temple of the Jodo Buddhists. This was established in 393, and it was actually moved here to the center of what is now Tokyo back in 1590. This was actually built in 1598, and unfortunately it was bombed in the Second World War to the ground and was rebuilt in 1974. You can actually see the communications tower behind that is like the Eiffel Tower of Japan. So I thought it was an opportune spot to be able to do this Wealth Insight. And really this Wealth Insight is around two things. To be able to create wealth and to be able to get wealth, you have to have perseverance. So most people think that they're going to win it by going to a lottery or by, making the next trade on Bitcoin or buying that great property or starting a fantastic business. But that's not the way that it happens. It happens through perseverance. Every single businessman I've ever met or business lady, says that it takes 10,000 hours to master an art, and, it's that overnight success that took 10 to 20 years. It takes perseverance to be able to create wealth. And then to be able to preserve wealth, it takes consistency. And what's important with that is that the wealthiest people I've seen create formulas. They have systems. And when they find that something's working through persistence, they just do it over and over and over again. And, as I've met a couple of very wealthy people in my life, I've had the privilege of watching that in some ways it almost becomes mundane and boring. Whether you're thinking of Warren Buffett, whether you think of Bill Picken, my uncle, whether you think of Hannes Dreyer, Henny Besaidnout, just to Richard Branson, just to name a few. Once they've got their formula, they just consistently do their formula over and over and over again, each time tweaking that formula so that it gets better and better, and that's the consistency. I talk a lot about the wealth habits and how the wealthiest people don't get wealthy because they had an overnight success, but because they form wealth habits, and their wealth habits ultimately create their ongoing wealth. And that takes financial discipline. And so don't necessarily try and wait for that massive payday or that massive bonus or that big lottery win. Start to have the consistency, start to have the financial discipline, because the more you do that, the sooner you will create wealth. And so from the center of Japan, from the center of this incredibly religious and energetic area here in the middle of Tokyo, I wanted to bring you that wealth insight. And so that's Scott Picken signing out here from Tokyo. And if this is something you're interested in, please share this with your friends. We want to empower 1 billion people all over the world. And the only way we're going to do that is if we share the knowledge, share the insights, and most importantly, empower people so that they can create the wealth that they want in their family. Cheers.